Hey everybody, happy Friday. It is going to be an awesome show today. I have 3 very quick things that you can stop doing. I'm going to share this link out right now, right this second, that will improve your financial freedom, financial picture, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll get into some bigger concepts, obviously. If this is echoing, tell me, because I'm actually at home right now, working from home. I'm Amy Novakovich. This is Finance Friday. Share this video out if you find it useful. Follow me on Twitter at Novakovich Amy, and follow the company on Twitter at Nova Wealth Management, MGMT, management's abbreviated. Also, find us on Instagram. We're just starting to grow the Instagram. I've been putting out quick 60-second videos to try to, hey, Erica, to try to give you quick, instant tips on that. But today, I definitely want to get into 3 things that you can stop doing immediately to improve your overall financial picture. Erica, tell me if it echoes, because I thought I could put in some headphones here, but hopefully it's working out. The first thing you can do, and this is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. Stop paying your medical bills immediately. I'm going to say that again. Stop just paying your medical bills immediately. Call the company or call your insurance company. It's worth a phone call. I promise you. I promise you every single person watching this video has paid a medical bill that you did not owe. The insurance companies don't always pay correctly, or they're delayed. I just had a bill that was from January that I got a bill in the mail, and when I called, they're like, oh yeah, we just got the check for that, no worries. And if they get the check, the medical office gets the check, guess what? They do not turn around and instantly just mail you a check. No, they do not. Usually your funds are kept. So do not just instantly pay your medical bills, guys. I'm telling you, it is worth a phone call. I think it was a $1,700 bill that I called, and it said my insurance information on there, but it was never submitted to insurance. I couldn't find on the bill where it had said, no echo, cool. I couldn't find on the bill where it had said, insurance payment or insurance discount, nothing. So it said the insurance information, but it was never submitted. So guys, do not just instantly pay your medical bills. Either call the company or call your insurance company to see if it's even been submitted. This will save you thousands of dollars alone just by making one extra phone call. Okay, the second thing is immediately, if you have any balance on credit cards, and your credit card interest rate is more than 0%, do not make your payments for your energy bill, your phone bill, whatever it is, directly to your credit card, which is increasing your balance, which is increasing the amount of interest that you owe. So what you can do instead is deduct it from your bank account. Should you get in trouble in your bank account, then you can go into the distressed borrower mode and start borrowing from your credit cards. But don't just automatically, if you have a balance and you're not paying off the credit card in full every month, don't just automatically put your payments onto the credit card, because you're just giving yourself more interest. If you could have afforded to take it out of the bank account, you just saved yourself some interest. So let me clarify. Do not put your automatic payments on credit cards if you carry a balance with an interest rate. Okay, so far, again, see, I'm going quick. I got these quick tips, and then I'll get into more high-level stuff. But do not just pay your medical bills immediately. It is worth a phone call, I promise you, to either the insurance company or the medical billing facility, to just see if you even owe the bill. Actually, you know what? Another quick tip, see if you can negotiate the bill. I just did that recently too. There was a larger bill that we had, and I just said, you know what? If I pay you up front, can you give me a discount? And they gave me a 20% discount. This is huge. So if you can afford to pay a lump sum on your medical bill, most definitely negotiate that. And a lot of times, hey Stephanie, a lot of times you can not only negotiate that medical bill, but you can string it out in payments and they won't even charge you interest. So most definitely do not just automatically pay your medical bills, please. I promise you, you all have paid a bill you did not owe, and they don't just send your money back to you. Even if it says your insurance company, sometimes it's not even submitted. They're a hot mess, right? I mean, medical billing facilities, if you've ever worked in one, they're a hot mess. So do not just pay the medical bill. The second one was, if you carry a balance on a credit card with an interest rate, do not just automatically deduct your bills from the credit card, charge to the credit card. Deduct it from the bank account first. And if you get into trouble in your bank account, then you go into distressed borrower mode and put balances on your credit card. But don't just automatically charge yourself interest by carrying a balance and putting your bills on the credit card. You're just giving yourself more of a credit card balance, more of an interest payment. Okay. Third one, if you are investing in anything, it doesn't matter if it's your 401k, if it's your IRA, if it's just a regular investment account that you trade, doesn't matter what it is. Do not just sell when the market goes down. Stop automatically selling on panic. If you are the type of person to do this, you either get out completely, get someone to help you, give you advice, or go into more of a diversified portfolio. Go into like a balanced fund, for instance. Hey, Sydney. And again, these aren't recommendations because I don't know your situation, but I'm trying to give you options to try to see if you are the type of person to fly, to go into flight mode when the market goes down, no matter what it is. Stop doing that instantly, because the majority of the time, I'm not saying you're always wrong, but the majority of the time, markets just go down sometimes. They just throw fits. So if you're selling on panic, you're going to end up hurting yourself. Okay, and then I'll get into some higher level stuff here. So far we covered, obviously, don't pay your medical bills right away. Make a phone call to see if you owe the bill. Your credit cards, don't put your bills automatically on credit cards, especially if you carry a balance, high interest rates. Deduct it from the bank account, guys. That doesn't charge you interest. A credit card does, okay? And third, immediately stop selling on panic when the market goes down. If anything, you should be possibly buying, because usually that's a buying opportunity and you're missing out, and instead you're selling. Not good. Okay, so now some higher level things. And this might be some controversial. Mick was supposed to be here with me today. He's having some internet problems. If you all live around the Tampa area, you may have had internet problems, Wi-Fi problems, I hear, the last 24 hours. Anyway, so Mick was supposed to be here, but stop thinking that you need to pay for it all. What do I mean by this? I mean, anytime a family member, and I know this firsthand, and I have a tough time with it, but stop immediately just lending money to family because you feel like you should, or you have to weigh out this decision financially for you, or stop automatically paying for stuff for your kids. Guys, especially if they're over 18, don't automatically assume that you're doing the best thing by just paying for stuff for them. It's okay if you come up with a plan to split stuff with them, or especially, I say this if you are in a financial pinch, right? So you can have that discussion with your adult children and just say, look, some things have come up financially. I need you to step it up. I mean, there's no problem in that. Maybe it's just temporary, but this is real life stuff that they may deal with someday. So if anything, you're adding value to them. But stop thinking that you can just pay for it all. You have to weigh out every financial decision just like you would weigh out your business decisions. Anything over, I would say, 1% of your monthly income. Do not just treat it like you're just spending money, or it's just money that you have. Treat it like an investment decision. Can I afford to lend this money? Don't think about, is it right or wrong for me to lend this money? If you are in a financial situation, stop just automatically assuming you can just do it all, because this is ramifications, not just instantly, but this is ramifications that snowball into the future, especially if you're borrowing money, or you have to borrow money because you lent out money that you couldn't afford to lend. That makes sense? So stop thinking that you can pay for it all. Again, lending relatives money. The big one really is adult children. I see this so much. I mean, probably the majority of my meetings, that people that are in a financial pinch give money to adult children without having that conversation with them, maybe they'd be willing to work or willing to help out. You have no idea until you have that conversation. If you're in a financial situation, this is thousands of dollars and a great lesson for adult kids because they may get into that same situation someday. I'm telling you, this will change your life and your kids' life if you bring them in on this financial decision, okay, to get them involved on paying for something or come up with a way to split something. Okay, the second one, spending beyond our means. And we've talked about this before, and I know it sounds like common sense, but you can't hear it enough, and I'll make it quick because I don't want to sound like I'm lecturing. But it's so important that you don't spend beyond your means, especially when you're trying to get into a better financial place. It's so important. I mean, every little thing matters. Seriously, it adds up. I mean, the interest that you may be paying on credit cards may blow your mind, may absolutely blow your mind. Go ahead and call the credit card company. Here's another quick tip. Right now, if you have credit card debt, everybody should do this. And I know this has worked for so many people, but everybody should call right now your credit card companies if you owe interest on your credit cards and try to either negotiate the interest rate, fix the interest rate so that you don't get a letter in the mail next month saying that your interest rate went from 18% to 25%. So negotiate a fixed interest rate for a fixed period of time. Negotiate the interest rate itself. Just simply say, here's the conversation. It's like, look, I'm trying to get myself better off financially. I am weighing out what I should pay and what I shouldn't. I could definitely be using this credit card more and more and more if I could get my credit card payments down, because they like when you charge things on the credit card. So you simply say, I'm going to stop charging on this credit card. I'm cutting it up unless you lower the interest rate. That's how that goes. They get paid when vendors swipe their card. If you're not swiping it, all they make is the interest on you. So if you tell them, I'm cutting it up, I'm done putting money on this, they may be more apt to negotiate your interest rate. Also, again, if you have lump sum, if you have a tax return, for instance, call the credit card company and negotiate the balance. If you have cash advance purchases, if you've ever used your credit card for a cash advance purchase, call right now and just say, look, I made that cash advance. I'm rearranging my financial situation. Any way you can waive the cash advance fees. It's just like bank overdraft fees. A lot of times they'll waive them once or twice, and then, you know, they won't get into that routine. But sometimes, I just did this for another client, it was $600. $600, just waiving the cash advance fee, just asking. So this goes back to, how did I get off on this rant? Oh, spending beyond your means. This is my credit card rant. There's so many things that you can do with credit card, guys. Honestly, if you just have some questions, please call me, reach out to me, novawealthmanagement.com. But there's a lot of things that you can do. Okay, so spending beyond your means is so important. You know why? Because it doesn't matter how much income you have. It doesn't matter if you have next to nothing. It doesn't matter if you have six-figure income. It doesn't matter if you have multi-million-dollar income. Athletes, entertainers. It doesn't matter if you have temporary income. Maybe I only get paid in the school year. Maybe I only get paid during the, like an athlete does. Hey, Lena. Hey, Lisa. Maybe you only get paid temporarily. Maybe you're part-time. It does not matter how much you get paid. If you are spending beyond your means, you are choosing spending over time. You can never get back time. And there was some study, and I should have probably looked it up, but there's a study that basically says you could probably invest half of what you invest if you just start 10 years sooner. If you choose spending money over your time, that is a big mistake. What are you waiting for? You will never regret saving. Never, ever, ever will you get to retirement or get to an emergency and be like, man, I wish I didn't have that money. Or, man, I wish I would have less to retire on. You will never say this. You will never, it will never happen. So please do not choose just frivolously spending money, spending beyond your means over time. You need to start saving, and every day that goes by that you're not saving, it's money lost, money down the drain. Do not choose spending over your time. Not to mention, and this is one of the main things I always teach, if you just have an emergency fund, if you just put money away into emergency fund, I promise you, you will have less financial fights with your spouse. You will have less financial stress if you just have an emergency fund for emergencies. Call your bank right now or go online and set up an automatic transfer of $100 a month. Your picture looks weird. Uh-oh. Really? Is it better? I don't know. I didn't do anything. Sorry, Alicia. Hopefully it looks okay. I've got it on my phone. I'm not seeing that. Maybe it got better, but I'll keep looking at the phone to make sure that I'm not seeing a weird pic either. It's probably because I'm on Wi-Fi, I would assume. Usually I'm hooked up to a landline, but thank you for telling me. Oh, there it does get a little distorted. I don't know what to do about that. I'm almost done, so hopefully it just it is okay, and hopefully the audio is okay. Oh, I see. I totally see what you're talking about now. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Watch this back, guys, for the quick tips. It looks like I'm having some weird picture come through. That is definitely pixelated and annoying. I'll have to just do it on my phone next time. This might be the webcam, maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. But there is never a time where you regret having an emergency fund. I'm going to post this hopefully on our podcast too, and that way you won't even need Wi-Fi, you won't even need video to listen to it. You can just listen to the audio version of it. That would hopefully be helpful. So you can listen to the audio of this instead of having to mess with this stupid video. But I'll post it to our podcast. It's on iTunes. It's the Nova Wealth Show. But yeah, you can listen to the audio on there. And I'll wrap up. So again, do not just pay your medical bills right away. Make a phone call to even see if you owe the medical bill. I promise you this will save you thousands. Do not just put your automatic payments on credit cards if you carry a balance on the credit card. You're just racking up the amount of interest you owe. Debit it from the bank account, and when you can't afford it, you go into this, borrowing mode, and you then borrow from the credit cards. But don't just automatically do it. Hey, Robin, how are you? So then we talked about I can still hear you okay, even with the distorted picture. Okay, cool. So I'm going to post the audio on our podcast, like I said, on iTunes, the Nova Wealth Show, so that way you guys can listen to it back. But do not panic sell. If you are a type of person to panic sell, either reevaluate your risk or call us to help you. Just don't do it. You should either possibly be buying, or you should not be in those investments. Okay, and then we talked more about credit cards. We talked about calling and negotiating your credit card rate, negotiate your cash advance fees. Sometimes they'll waive those. Negotiate your interest rate, your balance, your time frame of fixed interest rate. All these things can be negotiated. It is amazing if you just try. And if you don't know how to do it or you don't have success, call me and I'll try to help you out. And then the emergency fund. Stop spending frivolously. You have to put away money for an emergency fund. It will cause less financial stress. I don't care if there's $2,000 in your emergency fund. I don't care if you put $50 away a week into emergency fund. You will never regret being prepared for emergencies, okay? I hope there's no questions on that. But then it is the webcam, because every time the webcam goes into focus, I'm having some issues. But the ultimate overall biggest picture advice that I have is stop thinking that you can do it all. Stop thinking that you can just lend money because it's the right thing to do. You have to weigh it out like a financial decision. Get yourself in a better financial place and you'll be able to help more people. Once you get yourself settled, you can feel confident when you help people, and you won't get yourself more into debt or more in a mode where you're struggling financially. If you simply stop thinking you can do it all, talk to your kids. Even, I said adult kids, even younger kids. I mean, I talked to my 4-year-old daughter about this, I give her money every week and she can choose when we go to the grocery store. Do you want to use your money or not? Not using mommy's money. That's your choice. I give you money every week. That's your choice. Make them start making choices. It is not only going to help you financially, but it will give them a lifelong lesson. All right, guys, the distortion is really bothering me on the video. So again, I'll post this to iTunes on the podcast. I hope this was helpful. I have a lot more quick tips, but this is enough. It's already been 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Share this out if you thought it was valuable, please. We love sharing tips and tricks to try to help people, most of all. But today was about what you can stop doing immediately and to try to help your financial situation I know you will save thousands if you just implement these things right away. Guys, have an awesome weekend. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.